All right, Shalom. All right, I'm gonna get into like this. I guess it's gonna be something like all over the place. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think various things, right? That's been thinking about or whatever, contemplating on, right? So you got this society, right? Has influenced our people in every way, shape, form imaginable, right? And most of these people in this society is under a spell in one way or another. All right, what do I mean? You seeing this visual right here of a damn witch, right, cooking up like spirit cooking, right? So I'm just using this as a visual, but witchcraft, right? You got Jake women. I've been seeing a flood of this, right? They into witchcraft, right? They into tarot card readings, right? They into zodiac signs, right? They into what's the other one? They into voodoo. You know what I'm saying? Praying to the ancestors. Just all kind of madness Jay get into. Going into, the dreadlocks from the god Sheba. All right. Dreadlocks, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna actually do a lesson on that, but look, I'll get to that another day. But the dreadlocks, give me one second. Sheba, right? Salakia. Yeah, Lord Shiva. All right, one of the main deities of Hinduism. It says wears his hair in a so-called jata, the locks matted hair, basically the same as dreadlocks. It says even in today's India, it is not uncommon to see jata hair. Well, there you go. Going back into those dreadlocks. Those dreadlocks put demons on Jake, right? And Jake come into a feminine, put a feminine spirit on Jake. That's why Jake, when you see Jake commit crimes and do things, you know what I'm saying, and bug out. A lot of times they got the damn dreadlocks in their head, right? And it's unclean and it's a heathen custom. But try to tell Jake that. Then you got Jake women into, like I was saying, the tarot card readings. You got Jake women doing the tarot card readings. You got Jake women. You have lost your mind, like going back into the curses, right? When he said he will afflict you with madness, and you know what I'm saying, madness. Jake has been drove into madness, the men and the women. You got a lot of these young men are under the influence of these rappers, and the so-called white man set these rappers up to seduce and influence you Jakes. They took the fathers out the household in many different ways, and they know that the young boys was gonna want to look up to a male role model, so they put the rappers in front of them so they can copy that destructive demonic behavior. That's why you got a lot of these Jakes are Kia boys. They shoot 'em up kids. They dope dealers, right? They doing dope, right? They a fucking menace, right? And you got the women with no accountability, right? When you go into the word leader, a lot of women will say that, you know what I'm saying? They'll say shit they don't mean. They'll say they want a man that can lead them, but when you go into the word leader, matter of fact, let me pull that up. One second. And that's that feminism demon that's a powerful demon that's controlling most of our women. That's why I say most people are under a spell in one thing or another. So when you go to the word leader, and our women to say they want a man to lead, they just saying it because that's a punchline to say. They not saying it because they mean it, right? So we go to this word leader. I'm gonna show you something. And it's gonna make sense. All right, give me one second. Right here, leader at the very top. It said a person who manages or controls other people. So they'll say the Jake women will say they want a man to lead them, but they'll say they don't want a man to control them. Right? They'll say a man is too controlling. That's the shit they say. But when you go dip in this word leader, they say they want a leader. They say they want a man to lead them. And when you go to definition leader, it's a person who manages or controls other people. So you to be under that man control, right? But the feminism demon, when you tell a woman is the feminism demon kick in on her, and she's going back to the indoctrination which she's been taught in this society, this poisonous demonic society. And who's controlling this society? Who's molded this reality? Right? Who gave you Christianity? Who gave you these television shows? Who gave you the Matrix? Right? You was born into a world that was already created, designed, right, in wickedness. Because this is the so-called white man rulership. So he gave you all this introduction to these poisonous, demonic things, and you don't even know you brainwashed. That's crazy. Most people don't even see how brainwashing work a lot of times is you can be brainwashed and not know you brainwashed. Think about that for a minute, right? You can be brainwashed and not know you've been brainwashed. You can be indoctrinated and not know you indoctrinated, right? Because you ask the average Jake, is he free? Or ask the Jake woman, is she free? They're gonna say, yeah. Why are they saying that? Because they think because their body can freely move, that they're free, not understanding they still under somebody else's laws. They still under somebody else's system. They still under somebody financial system, right? Everything that we touch and smell, right, is associated to this system, right? We still in captivity. That's why we crying out to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, right? That we in captivity and we want deliverance, no matter how many comforts we have. And that's the problem with Jake. You give Jake a little comfort, they forget about what's really going on, right? Jake got a short-term memory. They don't understand less than like over 100 years ago that our people was in captivity, in slavery. I'm talking about hardcore plantation bondage. Now they can't see it because they think they free because the illusion, but yet they don't control the money system. All the devils, it's on your so-called monopoly money. But you, Jake, see, you have a rapper that think he flexing or think he got it going on or whatever, but you still operating under another man's system. You using a debit and credit card, right? Using a fiat money, which all them devils own the money, and all them devils pretty much own slaves. So how you free? Jake's stupid. A lot of our people, they just retarded, man. I'm just gonna tell you straight up, a lot of these Jakes they ain't too bright upstairs. They've been dumbed down, right? A lot of Jakes just not capable of thinking for themselves, right? They have to be instructed. That's why you got something called the matrix, right? And if it's not meant for you to wake up, you're not gonna come out of this. I don't give a damn how hard you try. You know what I'm saying? And most people are under a spell. They under the spell of this place. That's why it says Isaiah chapter 47, 12, right? Is the multitude of thine enchantments. When you go to the word enchantments, one of the words they go back to is witchcraft, witchery, right? And witchcraft is done in a very subtle way. It's done in your mind by the influences that influence your mind, right? Whether it be a television show, whether it be your favorite celebrity, your favorite rapper, right? Your favorite actor, right? And they purposely gave you these. They got okay, peep game. You got a motherfucker called Cardi B, right? That's an ex stripper that is giving advice to women how to live their life. What kind that's fucking insane, man. Right? But that's what we at right now. And Jake is not. They got these rappers right that's telling these Jakes to go crash shot, and they get awarded. They get rewarded for telling Jake to crash shot and pushing destructive ways of life onto their own people. They become a millionaire, and you don't never stop and say who is funding this. See, Jake can see the problem, but Jake can't see the source of the problem, right? The so-called white man is running the industry, and I dare you to challenge me on that. They the one because they can destroy all these gangster rappers overnight. They just won't fund it. But the so-called white man need chaos and disorder, and he need a sick society so he can keep ruling over the people. They purposely sign these artists that's pushing destruction, death, and degeneracy on our people, right? And Jake don't see that because Jake, a lot of Jake's not bright upstairs, and they've been so subjugated mentally, right? That's why I say you can be free, right? You can like okay, your mind, your body can be free, but your mind can be still in captivity. Usually, like, how does that go though? How is that possible? One might ask, right? That means you're bound to these ideas. You're bound to these traditions. One of the biggest things, the biggest strongholds, witchcrafts on Jake mind is the Christian church. Because say Jake get in a little trouble, right? Jake fixes, I need to go to church. Why would they rationalize like that? Because they brainwashed. They think they've been taught ever since they was a little child that how you find so-called God is you have to go to a building, right? And you got to go to a building, right? And you got to be under Christianity. Because back in slavery, they made most of the slaves convert to being Christians. But really, when you go deeper back into the word Christian, right, this is the new redefinition of the word Christian that you know today. But when you go into the ancient definition of the word Christian, the Christians were the Israelites, right? And a lot of times Jake got learning disabilities, right? So the ancient word of Christian goes back to Christianos, some along those lines in the Greek, right? And that was referring to the Israelites. But you have a redefinition of this word Christian, right? What the so-called white man used during the Renaissance and all that time period to what you have today. And it could mean anybody. No, Christians were the Israelites. And the whole Bible is for the Israelites. Okay, let me give you another example how, our people just don't get basic things. Like if you teach a elementary child these things, these principles, they'll get it. But say, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Like the letter J was not invented until 1524, the year 1524. If you don't know what that means, I don't know what to tell you. So the year 1524, you got some Jakes don't even know what that means. That's how sad it is. So the year 1524 AD, right? That's when the sound of J was invented. So Yahweh Shah lived way before that, before the letter J was created. That meaning that he didn't have his name wasn't Jesus. It just common sense, right? But when you so brainwashed and you so this brainwashing is based on repetition too, saying something over and over for your whole life. Now it's woven inside your DNA. So we'll tell our people that, but if they not of their elect, they're not gonna understand. So that's simple, right? You can teach a little elementary child what I just said, and they'll understand it. They'll get it. But when you've been indoctrinated and brainwashed, you'll never get it unless it's meant for you to get. So the letter J wasn't created to 1524, so that's impossible that his name was JC, right? So a person that got some kind of I guess wits about themselves will be like, well, so what was his name? I understand that his name wasn't J, the J word, right? And that's how you begin to understand and learn and come out of ignorance. But a lot of you Jakes and the women, the men and the women, prefer to stay in ignorance. They want to be entertained. Most Jakes watch these videos to be entertained, not learn, right? They watch these to get a laugh, or they think there's some kind of next phase in so-called black culture. No, this is your heritage. We teaching you the truth for a limited time, right? A limited time only. Like you go to the store and they say a limited time sale. That's what this is, because the curtain get ready to close, and there's no more mercy after that. You think we can be? You don't think we can be doing a lot of other stuff with our time? Why we doing this? Because we know this the truth, right? We've been thoroughly convinced. We not on the fence. We don't. It ain't like we like. I don't know. No, we've been convinced. We know this the truth. You got a lot of these brothers to put these so-called biblical scholars to shame, right? We are the scholars. All right. Hopefully, this rant or whatever it is going to be called, I don't know what I'm going to entitle it. It has been edifying. Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kwadash. Shalom.